Hello guys, welcome back once again to another episode of Learn Data Analytics with Blessing. And in today's video, we'll be looking at the SQL partition by clause. What is this used for? This splits your result set into smaller partitions. Oftentimes, it is used with the window function. So let's look at a practical example of how to use a partition by clause. For example, let's say I want to calculate the average total amount spent for each product while still keeping each others visible. So let's do like this. I'll come here, you can see we have all the details in the others table here. So I'll come here and say select. I want to select the product, comma, and I also want to see the total amount. So I'll say total amount. Then I'm going to say find the average, AVG, open my parenthesis, AVG total amount, close my parenthesis, then over, I'll use this over clause, over, open my parenthesis, then I'll put partition by in it, partition by. I'm going to partition this by partition by the product column. So I'll type in product, now I'll close my parenthesis, and I'll give this as average, AVG total amount, AVG total amount. Then once I'm done to specify where this data is coming from, it is coming from the others table. What I'm saying is I want you to help me draw out the product. Then for every of the products, the total amount. Once you are done, find the average of every of the product. I want to be able to compare both together. Let's run this now and see what we get. F5. As you can see here, we have for gaming console, you can see for headphones, keyboard. So here for gaming console, this value here, you can see we have 525 here for these first two rows. So this is just the average total amount for the gaming console product. Now I'm able to compare that, okay, for the gaming console, this amount is not up to the average. Then for this one too, more than the average. For headphones, so what it did is it splitted the average value for every of the product into smaller partitions like this. Unlike the group by that would, when you have multiple values, it's grouped them into a single value. Let's look at what the group by would do. Come here, if you've done group by before, let's see if we should use group by in this case. I'd come here and say select. Once I say select the product, then the total amount, then I say okay, product. I also want to see, let's just do AVG open parenthesis, AVG open parenthesis, close it, AVG total amount as average amount. And where is this coming from? From the others table. If you are using an aggregate function here in the select statement, you have to use a group by to group the column that is not aggregated. Group by. So I'll say group by the product. Then let's run this and see. Once I run this F5, as you can see here that you have all those multiple. We don't have two gaming console here, unlike when we did for partition. You can see for gaming console, this is the average, headphones. But because I want to be able to compare, as I'm looking at the total amount for every of the product, I also want to compare it with the average, and as I use partition by. So let's run this two now and see F5. As you can see for this one, for the partition by result, gaming console, this is the amount for the first gaming console, for the second gaming console, and here we can see the average result splitted for both rows. So I can compare the amount to the average of the gaming consoles. Now if I don't add this partition by here, I remove the partition by and just leave it at over. Then let's run this and see F5. So you can see that you're just seeing 520.25000 all true. So what you did was to find the average of all the total amount for every of the products, and what you are seeing here is the average amount for all of the products, be it laptop, smartphone, tablet, everything, the average of all those products. And this is how we use the partition by. Like I said, most of the time it's being used with the Windows function. And average you are seeing here is not an aggregate function here, but a window function in this case. So for example, let's say I also want to see the running total, as well as I want to see the minimum minimum total amount or maximum total amount. Doing the same thing, I'll just come here. Let's give it the partition by again, partition by product. Okay, so doing the same thing. So let's split this now. I'll copy this, Ctrl C, and I'll paste it here. Ctrl V, change this to sum. Good. Then this would be running total. Running total. Then the next one, let's say I want to do for min, comma, make sure to add your comma, comma. Then this is going to be for min, minimum. Then I'll give this minimum total amount. Then I will do for maximum as well. I'll change this from average to max, and I'll change this as well to max total amount. Then let's run this now and see. F5. So as you can see here, I can now compare this total amount with the running amount, the running total amount I mean, with the average total amount, with the minimum total amount, max total amount. So what I'm seeing here, I'm saying for this gaming console, I can see this is the, when you add these two together, gives you 1050. So I can compare this amount here to the running total. Same thing to the average, same thing to the minimum. So I can see the minimum between these two is 500, which is this one, and the maximum is 550. So this is how you use the partition by. I hope you don't need to pick one or two from this video. See you in my next video. Bye.